Hi, I'm Joan Cartan Hansen, and welcome to Science Trek, the web show, and welcome to the offices of Idaho Gastroenterology in Meridian. Joining me now to answer your questions about the digestive system are Dr. Matthew Siricotti and Dr. Brian Story. Thank you both for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
We're glad to be here.
Okay, let's go to your questions.
Hi, my name is Ronan, and I am from Mrs. Freeland's second grade class from Moscow, Idaho. And I would like to know, how do you digest your food?
So you digest your food really with several different steps. The first step starts when your brain tells you you're hungry. It's going to turn on what are called hormones. Hormones are signals to your intestinal tract to start moving because you're going to start eating. Once you do that, you start developing what's called saliva. Saliva is otherwise known as spit. It's the lubrication that helps your food go down from your mouth to your stomach. Now remember, it's also really important to chew your food, and your mom and dad tell you that all the time, and they're not kidding. That starts breaking food down. Now once it gets into your mouth, it's going to go down into your stomach, and it's going to use a coordinated muscles all the way down the esophagus to push it down into the stomach. The other thing that helps it is gravity. When you throw a ball up in the air and it comes down at you, same thing happens when you're sitting upright and you eat food. It falls into your stomach more easily. Now when the stomach sees the food, it's turning on its acid pumps. Acid pumps are really good at breaking food down because the food isn't designed to be in such an acidic environment. As the food starts to break down, the stomach starts to rumble and grumble and starts pushing it out of there after it's smushed it up some. So it makes the food look more like mush. As it pushes it out of the stomach, it goes into the small intestine. Now the small intestine looks like a bunch of little finger, also known as villi. Those villi are very important for absorbing the nutrients out of the food into your system. And you have about 25 or 30 feet of that small intestine to get as many nutrients as you can get out. As soon as it hits your large intestine, otherwise known as the colon, there's a lot of extra fluids in there that the body wants to take back. So the colon's job is to suck those fluids back out into your system so you don't get dehydrated. And then finally, you'll end up going poop with the waste that the body didn't need when you ate the food.
My name is Liam, and my question is, why doesn't the acid hurt your stomach?
Acid doesn't hurt our stomach because our stomach does a very nice job of protecting itself from the acid that's within the stomach and preventing it from causing injury. So we have a number of barriers, like a thick wall, we have a lot of mucus, and this mucus layer can spread out and actually look like a big booger. It just helps to protect that food or that acid from attacking the lining and causing injury. Other things that can help are some of the additional food we eat can actually prevent the acid from causing that injury as well.
Hi, my name is Britton, and my question is, what causes you to feel queasy?
Feeling queasy usually will start when your stomach doesn't like something that you ate. And sometimes the stomach reaction is to send signals from your stomach to your brain saying, I don't think I like how that made me feel. The other thing that can happen in the stomach is rather than squeezing things through into the small intestine, it can stop squeezing for a period of time. And then fluids and food build up and stay in the lining of the stomach. The lining of the stomach doesn't like that at all, so it starts sending signals feeling kind of crummy.
Hi, my name is Ryder, and my question is, where does food get stuck in your throat when you choke?
So when you choke, the food usually gets stuck in the back of your mouth and the beginning part of your esophagus or swallow tube. And in that area, you have a fancy flap called the epiglottis that blocks the airway from letting food go down into the lungs. When it goes back into that area, usually either some food made it around that fancy flap and it got into the lungs, or something got stuck in there, and you're going to cough or choke till you spit it out.
Hi, my name is Jack, and my question is, how big is the average stomach?
The average stomach is usually about the size of a fist. When we look at the amount that it can usually hold about 1 liter or 1 quart, and that's usually about 4 cups of water, 4 cups of milk. That is roughly about 1 quart. And when fully distended, the stomach can actually hold about 1 gallon of fluid.
My name is Johnny, and my question is, what does food look like when it goes down your throat?
So food going down the throat looks pretty much exactly like the food that we chew. So if you've ever tried to show a friend what your food looks like after you've been chewing it for a while, that's basically exactly what it looks like as it's going down into your esophagus. And eventually when it gets into your stomach, we have some very loose, chewed up food that is in lots of different colors and really doesn't look like the food that we started with at all.
Hi, my name is Addie, and my question is, what would happen if something bad happened to the digestive tract?
So if something bad happened to your digestive system, it would probably let you know there's something wrong. And since there's a lot of different kinds of bad things that can happen to your digestive system, there's a lot of different things it'll tell you. Sometimes it would tell you that I'm not feeling well, and you would throw up. Sometimes it would say I'm not feeling it well at all, and you would throw up blood. Sometimes you get loose stools, otherwise known as diarrhea. Sometimes you can't have a poop. Other times it's just that your belly hurts. And there's a lot of different signals that your digestive tract can tell you when it is not happy, and you just have to listen to it.
Hi, my name is Henry, and I want to know how you hiccup.
Hiccuping usually involves spasming of the diaphragm. And the diaphragm is a large muscle right below our lungs that helps us to breathe. So when we take a big deep breath in, the diaphragm flattens and allows us to breathe. But at the same time, that diaphragm lies right over top of the stomach. And at sometimes when that diaphragm starts to spasm or contract, it can actually cause the stomach to pull in air. And then we get this hiccup. And eventually we may need to burp some of that air back out.
My name is Max, and my question is, what causes heartburn?
So heartburn occurs when the stomach acids come up into the swallow tube called the esophagus. It's a very common condition that we see with both young and older people. And there's a little muscle that sits at the bottom of your swallow tube or the esophagus, and it's called a sphincter muscle. A sphincter muscle is designed to open and close when you need to. When people eat, that sphincter muscle opens and lets the food down, and then it's supposed to stay closed. And when your stomach turns on all the acid pumps, it's supposed to keep the acid in your stomach. But sometimes what happens is that muscle relaxes too much and allows all those acids in your stomach that are helping digest your food fly up into your esophagus, and that causes a burning sensation that people call heartburn.
I'm sorry, we've run out of time. My thanks to Dr. Sericati and Story for answering students' questions.
Thanks again. We had a blast.
We had a great time. Thank you.
And my thanks also to the folks here at Idaho Gastroenterology for hosting us. If you want to learn more, check out the digestive system area on the Science Trek website. You'll find facts, links, games, our digestive system broadcast show, and lots more. And every week, check out my blog for the latest science news for kids, all at idahoptv.org. Thanks for joining us for Science Trek, the web show.